Blue Kool-Aid drinkers, we are back, baby. We are back and better than ever after the Lions whoop on the Indianapolis Colts 24-6. It sounded like a Lions home game in a lot of ways in Indianapolis. The Lions fans are traveling extremely well. I'm sure we'll get into everything about this game, but before we do, introduce the Blue Kool-Aid crew that is here. We got the whole crew. First, we got UJ.
Hello.
Bob.
What's up, everybody?
And Rud Dog.
Yo.
And then, of course, our producer Kid J is off to the side. He may chime in every once in a while. But I want to throw this over. I'm just going to throw this over right away to UJ. UJ, what is your reaction to everything that went down today in this 24-6 victory?
Well, it was a workman-like performance, I will say. Colts put up a fight. They gave him a good shot, and their defense is pretty tough. Kind of gave us some problems, but not enough problems, And our offensive line, just phenomenal. Gibbs, our running game, incredible. Goff wasn't totally clean all day with the pocket, a little off a couple times, especially going to Laporta. But overall, solid performance by the offense, and the defense just an awesome performance. I mean, this defense is just like
6 points.
Yeah, another one. Another game, too, which I think I heard someone say the stat, the fourth AFC South team that we played, and none of them scored in the second half against us. So our defense is really doing the job. Just overall, a really good workman-like performance by a very good team on its way to great things.
Yeah, I mean, the Colts 11 of 28 passing, only four different receivers caught the ball in this game. Only 96 yards on the ground, 61 by the quarterback himself. Bob, what do you think about this Lions defensive performance today?
Oh, the defensive performance was fantastic. You're going up against Jim Bob Cooter, the former Lions offensive coordinator, and he's a hell of a coach. But he got, the chess max went to Aaron Glenn today. And I think he had some better pieces to work with than Jim Bob Cooter did. They got a young quarterback there, but he'll get it going if he keeps his job there. But anyway, the Lions kicked some ass today. And UJ, I disagree a little bit on the Goff talk there because I thought there was a lot of pressure on him
Yes,
today.
there was.
And I thought he was good at his being agile and moving around and extending plays and getting the throw off. I thought he had a really nice game today. But I was happy, the injuries are the one thing that's bothering me about this team right now. It seems like every game.
Yep.
Yeah.
More injuries. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about that. But anyway, it was, like you said, it was a good performance. Good road win, another one again. And we're just piling up the W's. So fun game.
Oh,
Yeah, do you want to go over the injuries now, or I'll let Red Dog respond to the game first, and I'll go over the injuries here.
Taking care of business. I think that describes what we did today. We took care of business. This looks like workmen, but just everything about this team is just everybody's moving together. It's the defense is one unit, and they play so well. The injuries just keep proving that we're more than one guy here, one guy there. This is a team, and they play team football, and they make it look easy, even though, as Jared Goff made sure to make very clear, it is not easy what they are doing. I don't know if you guys saw him interview the other day. It was kind of funny. He went pretty hard on that fact. He's like, it is not easy. We put in a lot of hours, a lot of work, and it's obvious they do because it's definitely not easy, and they make it look that way. And it just looked like a machine. That's what I kept thinking when that offense was out there. The way we consistently would find guys open and convert when we need to and put good drives together. We didn't score our best this game, and they did some good jobs, gumming up the works on us a couple of times because we got talented players, but we just evolve past whatever the moment throws at us, and they just find a new way, and they got plenty of ways to do it, and this team is just stellar.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in agreement with all of you. I think the Lions really came with a good game plan. This is a Colts team that has been getting better and better every week. Now, they did what they were supposed to do against Anthony Richardson. Try to let him beat you with his arm because he's proven time and time again he cannot hit open receivers consistently. He missed some open guys. He definitely had his chances. today, but I mean that's all part of a game plan. Sometimes leave those guys a little more open than usual to cover some other aspects of the offense that you're going against, and you have to see if that guy can step up and make you readjust. And they never really had to readjust because of how inaccurate he consistently throws the ball. So kudos to the Lions' game plan. Also, just hunkering down in the red zone, something they've done pretty consistently well all year. Sometimes they get a little beat up over the middle of the field, but when it comes time to hunker down inside the 20, they really tighten up and put the screws on things. So big shout out to them. And I still think like the Lions offense today, well, like not their, the 50-point performance we saw last week, still just a really overall pretty efficient outing again for Lions. No interceptions, always key. 269 yards passing on 36 attempts, a little more throwing than maybe we're accustomed to. But, I mean, just a lot of play action, a lot of screens up the middle to tight ends. And that was with Laporta and Goff being a little off here and there. But I think Tim Patrick stepped up big again. J-Mo stepped up big.
He played great.
Von Ra, the usual. Monty had some just absolutely beastly runs in this game. Not like an overall, like, epic stat sheet by any means in this game for Monty. 8 carries, 37. I know he left a little early because of injury, but he had some beastly plays in this game, whether it was a touchdown run, a couple of his receptions. And then Gibbs just looks incredible.
Gibbs.
Just I don't understand why these teams keep letting him bounce to the outside on the goal line, because he has proven that he will beat pretty much every defender to the pylon, the front pylon, if they allow him the opportunity.
Yeah, but he also demonstrated again today how you can't leave a gap on the inside either.
Right,
not back that way.
Yeah, he's a major problem. He's a major problem.
So you got to pick your poison on that.
He's deadly, man. Like, and he's only getting better. By the end of that game, he was starting to do some real joystick, like Madden stuff out there. Like,
I think he was doing it for fun at that point. He's just you could totally tell he's feeling himself at that point.
Yes. But that's what I'm saying. Like, the more he gets into that state, the more deadly he's going to become. Like that one where he hit like hard up the A gap and ran for like 20 yards, like on a burst until the safeties kind of. You guys know the one I'm talking about. Like that one, he got there so fast. Linebackers had no time to even consider that he was already past them by like 10 yards, and like that's the kind of play. Like maybe eventually he finds a way to like slow it down and like turn it into a touchdown or something, or break it off. I don't know, or maybe he just beats other guys like that. But like he is just looking deadlier and deadlier the more comfortable he gets. Like he was kind of at the end of last year. He's finding his rhythm.
Got a taunting penalty today.
Yeah. That was
a touchdown.
That was kind of weird. There were some weird penalties in this game. I just got to throw this out there because the Colts had one called against them for jumping on top of the pile. It was the most ridiculous penalties I've ever seen in my life. I mean,
I think there's a worse one. The offensive pass interference called against the Colts, I thought was a bad call too.
With that one,
that one
was
looked
a
pretty
pick.
flagrant to me.
I don't know.
I disagree with that one.
I did agree.
But
I disagree with you.
You disagree with me,
I disagree with you. I disagree with you. I think that was a pick.
Yeah, I disagree with you too.
Oh, I mean, he was literally just standing there. He didn't like bump his hip out or anything. I'm not sure what is he supposed to do.
He's supposed to be running a
He
pattern.
acted it perfect.
He ran right in front of him, stood in front of him like this. Yeah, he had his hands up in the air.
He acted it perfectly generically. The ref saw right through the ploy. It was obvious what he was doing. You saw how his route was.
What if there was a pass thrown to him though? Like, is he not?
All he needed to do was
no
slow him
intention
down.
to throw a pass to him. He had his arms up in the air. He wasn't even looking back at the quarterback. He's got to at least look like he's running a route, and he did not.
Yeah.
He looked like he just
the hands up
put
actually
his body
signaled that he
front.
was aware of exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, that seemed basic.
All right.
I disagreed with that.
And what I thought that penalty on Branch was ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's lowering his head into his shoulder
That was
pad.
weird.
He wasn't
Yes.
Well, here's the problem with that play is he's doing shoulder shots. That's what Branch does. But when you're sideways to the other guy, when you hit, your helmets are going to touch. I mean, they're going to – the force of it's going to make him –
Yeah.
But it's not like he's hitting him with his helmet. He's hitting him with his shoulder.
Well, he actually hit him lower, though. It didn't hit his helmet. It hit Branch's helmet hit the shoulder pad.
I thought
he was leading with the helmet.
actually hit a little bit, but
Anyway, whatever. I thought it was That was a great hit. He's right on the sideline. You give him a shot, even if he's going out.
Agree.
You know, like that's.
I agree.
The penalties were the tale of like that's exactly why you knew the Lions would handle business in this game, because penalties are irrelevant to what they do and what happens in the outcome. They just keep rolling one way or the other. Today they kind of broke in our favor for the most part, just because the Colts kind of kept making mistakes. But
Yeah.
Dan Campbell, they don't care. The penalty happens. It's just on to the next thing.
Hey, while we're on that subject, real quick,
it don't matter.
Red Dog, you and I were talking about this earlier. Guys who don't get credit enough in the stat sheets, our defensive line. The Colts had three plays. At least
So
had two or
good.
three plays in this game that were called back on holding penalties. One was Aleem, one was Pascal, and I think there was another one I can't remember. But those guys, it doesn't show up on a stat sheet, but they took huge plays back. Huge.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, those guys are killing it on the inside, man. Aleem,
The whole
Pascal, Levi, and
Yeah, UJ. Then when you see those plays, you know that that get called back, you see why those plays are made too. Is because the stupid hold that they did.
Okay, good point.
No, I'm just saying that they. I mean, those are good calls because they were holding them. I thought.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought Hutch got. He wasn't getting calls earlier this year, but these calls, I guess he couldn't. They were pretty egregious. It'd be hard to pass these up.
This D line, the complementary nature of this D line is playing like Zadarius Smith has just been an incredible addition, but like they all just are playing really good football together as a unit, to where it's just like you don't get Richardson doing much more after like the first quarter. Like Aleem even getting him to fumble, that was such a sick play. You know, it's just like we were getting to them, and they're playing good lane discipline, and these guys are just beasts,
Really good
man.
rush lane
They're also
discipline,
big
yes.
and strong too. Like we don't have necessarily that speedster. Zadarius is kind of that, but it don't matter because they're too explosive and strong. Like Pascal, like he's not a speedster off that edge, but man, he sets a freaking edge, and he can just blow you over sometimes if you don't be careful.
Yeah, I mean, Jonathan Taylor, 35 yards in this game. He's one of the better running backs in the league, you know. So that tells you
sick.
something.
And that's big time. D-line and the linebackers, honestly. They're
But yeah, I couldn't agree more, Red Dog, just about like the pass rush lanes of this defensive line. They're very, I mean, it's just a well-coached defense. Everybody knows where they need to be at all times, besides Kendall Vildor. Although his is more probably his is probably more physical than actually not being in the right spot. If there's anybody that didn't probably play a great game, it was him today. They try to throw at him every opportunity they got.
he did exactly what they asked him to do, which was go out there and battle and try not to get toasted too much. Like, I mean, let's be honest. Like they have a good receivers over there in Indy, and they're putting them to the test.
Let me also say that, like, for any
that
Terrion,
one sideline, that hits a defense by him, man, right there.
For any Terrion Arnold haters out there, I think that proves his value on this team.
My gosh!
Versus when he's out there versus when he's not out there.
You could tell. But Z, let's talk about that. You know, they did give up some plays there to Vildor. You know, some big plays, but if you look at this overall defense, what we're doing, that's 11 straight quarters without giving up a touchdown. And that's including this game with Vildor.
That's insane.
You know,
that's insane.
Yeah, Vildor's not that bad. Like he struggles in man coverage a bit, but like I don't want him to be our starter. Terrion, I want him back. Like, but like Vildor is a battler, and he was out there battling. And honestly, I think they played a little bit back on the model they were doing down the stretch last year, which was we're not going to get overly scared of your best receivers, and we're going to just get after you and stuff. You know, and let our corners just battle, and we try not to give up the too much of the big stuff, but it won't matter in the end. And they still didn't give up touchdowns, so hell yeah. Which I remember a lot of people the other day were giving touchdowns to Richardson, and I just didn't get it.
Well, the Jets. That was the Jets, who are a miserable team and franchise at the moment.
No, and our predictions. I mean,
Richardson. Richardson's an interesting guy, though. I mean,
he is.
I think he's really raw talent. Like
Totally.
Really raw.
I think if he had some time to like sit and learn, he could probably be pretty good. But he's very raw. But I thought one of his best plays today was an incompletion when he was almost sacked at the goal line, and they're like wrapping him up, and somehow he got the pass out.
Yeah,
it was like
ridiculous.
It looked like he was going to be sacked for a safety or right on the one, but
so strong.
He's really strong.
Really
dude.
strong.
Like, they're
I think I had a
pulling
guy
him up.
hanging on him, and he knew I'm strong
It
enough
was
to not
Levi.
be taken down.
Right.
And I'm still gonna try to look for somebody.
Oh, you mean the one where he where Branch got there and
I don't remember
Branch
who it
had him
was.
around the waist, had both hands. He was a good, perfect tackle, but then he was falling backward, and Richardson's like, wait, if I put my left leg here, and just breaks out of it.
Oh no, that was on
loses
his
him on the
run there,
sideline, and then he breaks another tackle. Like, he put on some freaky moves. I mean, the dude's a freak, and if he does put it together, he'll be a force in the league to contend with. He just got to stay alive to
I was
make it
bummed
there.
we didn't get some picks off him today, though.
I
Except
know.
that for sure.
Right. Especially
Yeah,
when
me
he's
too.
missing people.
That ends a
left and
streak.
right.
Kirby got close.
That ends a streak,
once.
doesn't it? I mean, we had picks in
Yeah, it
7
did.
straight games or something like that.
Yeah, and UJ picked Jack Campbell to get an interception this game.
Yeah.
And he had one in his hands. I mean, it was a tough catch, but he was in
I
his
know.
hands.
I know. Hey, talk about streaks, though. Another stat
Beast.
was thrown out there. 25 games in a row, I think, with a rushing touchdown. Never in the history of the NFL. I mean,
Wow.
this
That's
team.
incredible.
It's just insane. The stats.
Monty and Gibbs combined for 3 touchdowns.
That's amazing that's nobody
No
other
one's
team
ever
has
done that before.
That's,
That is
that's
really
pretty
amazing.
wild.
That is crazy. I did not hear that one. That is wild.
Yeah.
Who's got the better pace right now in the season between those two, touchdown wise? They got to be neck and neck. I think Gibbs
yeah.
is pulling ahead though.
They're
I
close.
think you're right.
Hey,
But,
and
I
UJ,
also love
yeah.
the screen game with
this
Monty.
team. This stretch of games that we're going through right now is like the greatest stretch in Lions history. Because in our lives and these young guys' lives,
Yeah.
it's all this. It's the best streak. It's amazing. We're like witnessing it. It's
Absolutely.
like this is like
You always said,
So-
Bob, that we'd be rewarded for our loyalty over the years. It's so many
yeah.
bad years after bad years after bad years, with occasional good, decent one thrown in. And then we've always said to each other, man, if they ever get really good,
Oh, yeah.
the reward is great.
they could win the Super Bowl this year and then come back and be better because. If that defense comes back fully healthy, look how good they're doing
my
right now.
God.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
And if
They're
they
set
had
for the future.
all the guys who are
Hutch.
injured, like top line players who are out right now.
Yeah.
I mean, if everyone was healthy, could you imagine what they
Oh,
could
it's hard. It's hard to imagine.
Bob, you're right. You could argue we're like a year off our peak roster build right now. Like next year's arguably when we'll be at peak.
Yeah.
the Terry on another year older.
Yeah.
And we're
Hutch
already the best
back.
roster in the league right now. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh my God.
To answer your question, Red Dog, Jahmyr Gibbs after today has 10 rushing touchdowns, Monty 11, but Gibbs also has a receiving touchdown, so they're tied at 11.
They had 10 all of last season.
Well,
Like,
I think
each.
I think they said with Monty,
Oh my
he's
God.
played how many games now with the Lions? 24 or something like that. And he's got
so
like
good, man.
23 touchdowns. So
Yeah, I think he
almost
has a touchdown every game, but like 2.
Yeah,
I think it's
it's just
touchdown every game. but 2.
insane.
It's just insane.
yeah.
You know,
Did you guys
insane.
see Scotty Montgomery in the locker room getting
Yes.
the ball? And he's
Oh,
like,
nice.
"This is the best team I've ever been." He's so excited.
It was funny.
The coaches love it. The coaches love it there. I mean, you hear all the talk about Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson, but Ben Johnson said it's no guarantee he leaves. He said that the other
Right.
day. He said it would have to be
Dude,
the
yeah.
right situation. So
I know
He said
Aaron
he-
Glenn
he
really
still-
wants it.
yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
Just a little more about Gibbs and Monty. Like watching these two guys, they're just so amazing. Like both of them, there's a difference. Like with Gibbs, it's like every time he runs the ball, you almost see like if he just does like one other thing, he could score. And then it's like anytime he wants. Where it's like Monty, it's like you think he's gonna score. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Damn it! I lost my.
Yeah,
I had it. It sounded better in
I
my
have
head.
no idea what you were trying to say. So
That's good.
honestly,
Cause
we
I'm
it's hard.
feel
blabbering.
it.
But
We
like,
feel it.
thank you. Because it's just
It's like-
they're both so damn good. They could both do anything at any
Well,
time.
here's what's
Like,
cool about that.
It's like the Christopher Nolan film Tenet. You don't think about it, just feel it.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
right. Absolutely,
okay.
just kind of feel it. Just kind of
Cheers.
go.
No,
with
but
it.
how many teams in this
Thank you,
league,
Bob.
anywhere, run as much on third down as we do? Like, so today we had two third
Yes.
and longs,
So
6
good.
or 8 yards. And Monty had one of the most incredible runs I've ever seen on a 3rd and 6. He had like about a 20-yard run. It's just the most sick run. He plowed
That
through
one was
people.
dirty.
And Gibbs had a very similar run like that too. Like you said, joystick run. That was a perfect explanation. But
This
Amazing.
offense makes you prepare for every possible play on any down at any time.
Right.
They are so unpredictable.
Yeah.
It just makes it really
With
fun
the
to
exception
watch,
of
and
fourth
it makes
and
it really hard for
one.
game plan.
I think we had a
That-
little.
That was not a great play call.
Quarterback keeper, easy one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you see the Lions' success on fourth down? It's pretty crazy. It's over 60%.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
The
We
league
have
average like
the-
43.
The best special teams unit now too. Jack Fox is like perfect this year. I mean, he's just crazy.
Yeah.
He's
And
awesome.
our field goal kickers doesn't
Bates.
miss
Hey,
except for one extra point.
The team did him a
Bates.
solid. The team did Fox a solid today too by getting a penalty on a really bad punt. He kind of shanked it, and it was a short one, so he got a 5-yard penalty, and he repunted it, and it was he blasted one like 65 yards. So
Oh yeah,
Nice.
they're getting pinned deep all the time.
all the time,
It's awesome.
Fox is elite, and that guy's an elite punter, no doubt.
The whole unit is arguably the best in the NFL.
This team
Yes.
is just period. It's like we're no expenses spared, like, and not
Yeah.
like the John Hammond version of that. Like
And then
this
on
is
our
legit,
return,
man.
Khalif Raymond getting injured. That's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Yeah.
he's
I don't like
okay.
that.
Please, okay.
It looks like it's not a good one either. Of all the
Foot
injuries
injury.
today, his was the worst. Yeah, foot injury. Campbell said he doesn't know what it looks like, but he said it probably doesn't look good. It's probably more of a a little
Yeah.
more serious is the word
Yeah.
he used.
Yeah. But yeah, we
we
can.
like we don't have
Hopefully,
Isaiah
it's something
Williams.
that's like a few weeks. So
yeah,
and then we could just kind of absorb it. Have
He needs to be
Anam
back in
around.
the playoff run. It
Yeah.
would suck
Yeah.
for him to miss that 2 years in a
Oh, yeah.
row.
Well, it didn't sound
Yeah.
like you said it was that serious. So you said just a little time. So that could mean 4 weeks.
It's too bad we lost
I don't
Isaiah
care.
Williams too. If we lost Leaf now, like that would have been a nice opportunity.
Yeah, that means
Sure.
Tom Kennedy's going to be
I
in
thought
the
about that,
Super
Bob.
Bowl.
Maybe.
I thought about that for a second. TK, baby.
That would be great. I'd love to see TK help us get a Super Bowl. That'd be
That would
awesome.
be really cool.
That'd be awesome.
That really would be something.
I'll tell you, this team though,
This is the
team
time,
is,
man.
is getting hardened like steel now, man. I mean, like
They're tempered.
stick it in the fire, pull it out, pound it with the hammer. This team is getting that hardness to it now, no matter who they play, because they're taking the best shots from everybody right now. Like the Colts, that was a good shot by the Colts, okay, for their team. The Texans gave us a great shot. I mean, every team is coming out.
They did.
Believe me, the Bears are going to give us their best shot Thursday. So, but we're up to these occasions. We're stout, man. Just hard and hard and hard. It's good. It's just brilliant to watch. That's all.
We're hard.
Championship teams, though, do this. Like that's why they don't happen
You're
right
right.
away. It's very seldom a team flukes into a championship in 1 year or something like that. They go through a couple years of trials before they get there, but I think we're like getting to that point right now.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah. Well said. Well said.
Well said, you.
Here.
The rest of the injuries, David Montgomery, he left in the third quarter with a shoulder injury, but all signs point to him being completely fine. And I think they're just being more cautious than anything. I think he could have gone back in the game if it was like a playoff game or something like that. So I think he'll be ready to go for Thursday. Taylor Decker already said he'll be ready to go for Thursday.
It's getting to the point where it's like, okay, whoever makes it will be good. Like, we didn't have Decker last week. Like we just suddenly lose Turion right before the game, and it's just like, okay, oh well, we move
Yeah,
on.
when Decker went down today, it was like,
Yeah, I know. Oh, that was
damn,
scary.
but luckily he was
Glasgow
okay.
played left
Yeah,
tackle.
Glasgow played left tackle.
How about that?
That was crazy.
Talk about versatility.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
What did he play for? 1 play or 2 plays, and then they brought Skipper in and for a play or two, and then of course Decker came back the next series, I think it was. But
I wonder if he's ever played a snap at tackle in the NFL. Glasgow.
I don't know.
Not
Yeah,
to
it's
my
now.
knowledge.
Hey, Glasgow.
I know.
He stood out to me on that one Gibbs run into the end zone. Glasgow led the way. It was really a nice highlight for Glasgow, I thought.
Red.
But,
We don't talk about him enough.
No, I agree.
Because he's just a rock steady dude
Remember
in
how-
the middle of an offensive line.
Remember how much we liked him before we traded him or got rid of him during the
Yeah.
Bush years? And then
Yeah.
we got him back. How lucky we were. And, man, he's been tremendous since we got him back.
Tremendous.
Tremendous.
Honestly, I was kind of surprised how much better he better than Jonah Jackson. Even I always thought he was good, but I thought Jonah Jackson was pretty damn good for a
At
minute
the very
there.
least, on the level.
Yeah,
and
they're
way
similar.
cheaper. Like
Yeah.
Producer
And
KJ, how much is
versatile.
Jonah Jackson's contract per year? Do you know off the top of your head?
I'm kinda
he's got,
bummed for him that's
he
not
got
working
3
out,
years,
honestly.
like $51 million.
There's a $51 million
Nice.
contract. I knew that.
Well, never
Yep.
mind. He's fine.
He's out getting bottle service in Vegas right now. He's having a great life with all that money.
He must love Stafford a lot to not even. Wait, he's with the Rams, right?
Yeah, and Glasgow's on a 3-year, $20 million contract. Just to know.
Well,
How
he's
badly
injured, right?
hurt
He's out
is
for the
he?
year, right?
How badly hurt are we talking? Are we talking like
Is Jonah
I'm gonna
Jackson
go
out for the year
enjoy
now?
my Vegas life or my
No, he's
Los
got
Angeles
benched.
life?
He's back.
He's back. And he's healthy. He just got benched.
Yeah.
Oh, he got benched. Oh,
Yeah, he got
Oh shit!
Yeah.
He must
That's
really
worse.
love
That's
Stafford.
That is worse.
It's even funnier.
Oh God. And right now, like Sunday Night Football's on, and their O line's getting torched, and he's apparently not even good enough to play in that terrible offense.
Yeah.
Okay. Enough making fun of just Kid J's Rams over there. That could be a later segment if we'd like.
Yeah.
Oh, a segment on making fun of kids.
That'd be a good episode in the offseason.
I like that one.
Rip the
That's
Rams.
a good one.
The Carlton Davis injury, that one's a little more undetermined. He said he's
He
standing on it, so he
interviewed.
should be good.
He interviewed after the game. They don't usually do that if they're seriously injured.
Yeah, I mean, it was more Dan Campbell's response. He said he was unsure, but it seems like it should be fine for Thursday.
I mean, just get healthy. Be healthy. We don't need
It's
him
the
right
Bears,
away.
anyways.
I mean,
It's
I
the
don't care who
Bears.
it is. Like
Yeah.
we got bigger plans. Get
Like-
him right. Get him
Did
right.
Mosley get some snaps today?
No, I don't think so.
Mosley, no, I didn't
I don't
see
have
him
the
out there.
snap count yet. So
They did. They went to what's his face? Number 30. Oh my gosh.
Dorsey.
Dorsey. Yeah,
Dorsey
Dorsey.
was in
Dorsey. I don't
yeah,
say.
Caleb Dorsey. Yeah.
Our new,
Because I
Hey,
thought
I
Mosley
look
was
at
available.
Dorsey reps.
yeah.
Wasn't he?
Our new linebacker was in there for a few plays too that we picked up.
Long?
Yeah, he was in there a little
Who's
bit.
47?
Yeah, I saw that.
Turner. Turner. Was that
Turner.
where did that guy come from? He's like a safety or linebacker.
Ezekiel Turner.
He's like a white boy in there on our defense.
He's not a white boy, but
The one I saw was like 47. No, I don't think it's. What's his number?
He identified
Ezekiel
as a
Turner.
white boy.
Ezekiel Turner's 47, the linebacker.
Yeah, I gotta look. It looked very white.
He was with the Cardinals for 6 years before joining the Lions here. So
I was having breakfast with somebody last weekend, and they're like, "Oh yeah, my friend's son, Michael Neese, plays for the Lions or whatever."
Oh,
I saw
really?
him out there today. Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
oh,
the
nice,
guard. So
really
that
cool.
was kind of fun.
Yeah,
So I saw him
yeah,
today.
he was out there. So yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, he definitely.
Nowoski's playing well, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a great
Yeah,
all-around unit. They hit hard. The only bad tackle I could think of today was
Branch is when he got
Branch.
broken
Yeah, thank
by.
you. On Michael Pittman.
yeah, that was.
He like got caught in between like going for the ball or like a tackle and just kind of hit him hard with the shoulder and let him keep running.
Bounced off.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
He went for that kill shot and miscalculated the physics of the situation.
yeah, a little bit.
That guy was a decent sized receiver and had a whole head of steam, and he just hit him right at the end of that route. Like, it just stood him up, kind of. But I was talking about the one where Richardson broke out of his arm tackles.
Oh yes, that
I,
too.
mean,
Yeah.
I think that was more to Richmond's impressiveness than to Branch's problem. But like,
Well, usually Branch could just fly at somebody and then they get knocked
Yeah.
down. But
right.
Richardson was like a
But
solid.
he had him
you
with
know,
both
so-
arms trying to wrap
Well,
him. so,
imagine
like,
if
it
you're
was
a
good
D-back who
technique.
weighs 175 pounds and this guy's 235 pounds running at you at full speed. I mean, shit.
It's more like because Branch is like 212 or something, I think. But like even so, that dude's like 6'5", 250, like you said. Like that's a big
He's a
dude.
big dude.
And Branch isn't that big of a dude, really. He's kind of a small dude on that field, but he plays like a big dude.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
You know who does play like a big dude as well? Amik Robertson.
Yes.
That one where like at the end there, like their last completed pass, I think by Richardson, where he just shut that dude down at the end of that route. Like he caught the ball at like 5 yards and
That
went
was
no
fourth down.
further
That was
because
fourth down.
Robertson just like put him down with a vengeance. It was
Oh,
awesome.
yeah.
He's had a great year, Meek
He's sick.
Robertson.
Yes.
What a great signing.
He was great, and he's got the whole culture thing, man. He fits
Yes.
perfectly with what the Lions do.
Yep.
just his attitude. It's awesome.
So you can't say enough about the culture of this team. No, you really can't. And I know that other teams talk about it too, and I'm sure there's other good cultures out there. Not like ours maybe, but ours is amazing right now. The culture is ridiculously good, and they're so selfless with each other. I mean, they don't care about I don't think they care about the stats and all that. They just want us. They want everyone to succeed on this team. It's really fun to watch.
Yeah,
no divas.
Is there any concern with Sam Laporta on this offense right now? He just keeps kind of I don't know, not quite finding himself like he did last year, I guess.
Yeah, but tell me this: was it today him or Goff? Because Goff overthrew him once and then underthrew him the other time.
It seemed more like Goff, but you're never quite sure.
Right,
they're out of sync.
Exactly, but they're just not synced up right now.
That announcer,
I'm just waiting for him to go off one game, I guess. So we haven't really seen it yet, like we saw last year a couple times.
The announcer, I thought, didn't watch many Lions games. He's like,
no,
Laporta and Goff have been so in sync all year. I don't think that's true.
I just had the exact same thought, Bob. Exact same thought.
The announcer sucked. Who was that? Vilma and I don't know who the other guy. Jonathan Vilma. And,
I don't even remember. But that Laporta thing, I think Laporta is awesome, and I think that's one of the strengths of this offense is they haven't really even featured Laporta in a game.
Yeah.
And they have that as a weapon that they could still break out one game.
Right.
They'll feature Laporta.
He's waiting for the NFC Championship game.
I think he is a bit banged up this year too. I don't think he's playing 100% this year.
But Ben Johnson's been throwing to different tight ends this year too, which he didn't do before.
Brock Wright's been stepping up really well.
Zylster got one, and not today, but last week.
Yeah.
This offense is like a freaking Hydra, man. It's just like you take one option away, 5 more pop up.
But that's what I love. Like the Lions continuously build. They do variations off the same game or the same play, like that where they do the fake reverse or double reverse, fake out, then they pass.
Yeah.
Today it was fake jet sweep, fake reverse, then an inside screen to Brock Wright that went for 12 yards. Just little things like that. It just keeps
I remember that
on
play.
their toes.
The screen game was fire today. That was cool. To Monty, to Wright, there was some real nice screen setups in there.
Well, they're really timed well and executed well. I mean, the timing of these screens was superb. I mean, Ben Johnson, aside from those 4th down and 1 we talked about earlier, I think he still called a really good game today.
Yeah.
Yeah. No doubt.
I mean, usually the only time things didn't go right was when the other team made a play, and they had some good plays today because they had some good players.
They did.
But and that's kind of the case. You see all these teams, like you said, they're giving us their best shot, but they got really good players. You just don't let those plays be the difference. And we will out statistically grind you by putting way more better plays together down the stretch. One play is only so consequential in the moment, then you're on to the next, and we're just going to do more good plays. And that's what this team did. That was what I was watching, this machine of an offense. It was just they gummed up our works a few times here and there, and they played some good defense. But ultimately, we were just grinding them down and putting together drives where we were getting chunks of yardage and converting and finding receivers at will. And
what a change of fortunes, though! Remember a couple of years ago, the Colts were pretty good, and the Lions were not on that level yet, and they could not get past them. And then, what a change of fortunes now! The Lions are way better than the Colts. Man.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
way better than everybody.
Another big shout out to Tim Patrick, who just continues to
the Irishman
be a savvy veteran in this offense.
Irishman's awesome. He's with Khalifa now too. You're going to see. I think you're going to see a little more of this guy. And
hey, we should get a drop for the audio on this. Every time we mention Tim Patrick, play the little little Irish
jig.
I love it. I love it.
We'll see if our producer Kid Jay can work some magic on that one.
He couldn't. Kid Jay.
I know. Our YouTube shorts are taking off. Kid Jay is
killing it, man. If you people listen out there, you watch some of our YouTube shorts and stuff he's putting out. He's doing an excellent job. Just unbelievable. Great production value. Good stuff, Kid Jay.
That's our YouTube channel, Drinking the Blue Kool-Aid, or at DTBK_Lions. Follow us on there for all that.
Subscribe.
Content.
It doesn't cost nothing.
Yeah, free. I agree, Jay. I agree.
We'll do it pro bono.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys want to add to this game in particular before we move on to wrapping up the round division?
No, just good to see Jim Bob Cooter again. Always good to see him competing.
Do you think he still reads books in the offseason about the run game?
Oh boy, hasn't he written
sure
a
he
book
does.
Run game
I
for
mean-
dummies.
I think he needs it for Jonathan Taylor today, at least.
Yeah, oh my God. Jim Bob Cooter.
He's a good coach. I'm
You
telling
know, Bob, I thought I was really proud of our accomplishment today until you reminded me that Jim Bob Cooter was coordinating that offense, and it just seems less impressive now.
Oh, man. How dare you?
Okay, so let me go around the division really quickly here. The Packers hosted the 49ers on the 3:25 national primetime slot, and it was an ass-kicking. The 49ers are missing a lot of key players, including Nick Bosa and Brock Purdy, and the Packers did what they were supposed to do. They won 38-10, and they ran for 100-plus yards, etc. So the Packers moved 8-3. The Vikings and Bears. Did you guys catch this game? The end of it?
Oh, I saw the end of it. Yeah,
Absolutely wild. The Bears down 11 points.
That felt like
with
an
under
old
2 minutes
Lions
left.
game.
Yeah,
The
incredible.
Bears score a touchdown. They get the
Nice.
2-point conversion. Then they get the onside kick. Then they throw a 25-yard pass, make the 50-yard plus field goal to send it in overtime. They win the coin toss, and then they get a 3-and-out. They give the ball back to the Vikings. Vikings convert a few third downs. T.J. Hawkinson had over 100 yards.
Yeah.
He seems to be fully back. And the Vikings move to 9-2, and the Bears move to 4-7, moving ever closer to firing their head coach.
Vikings are right on our heels, man.
They will not go away, and neither will the Packers.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. The Lions
gonna
are
have to
10-1
put
and
them
not
away.
comfortable in their division lead.
I know. I know.
Which is okay.
Yeah.
That'll keep pushing them forward all the way to the end. Every week will still feel like
I
a
agree.
playoff game
I
for them,
agree.
basically.
Minnesota just keeps
We will
eking
break
out
them.
these games. I mean,
I
it's
know.
just
Yeah.
it's frustrating them. It's like, come on, just lose one of these outright.
Well, if they keep winning out, the Lions and Vikings in Detroit the last week of the season.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
That's
we saw
fine.
last year as well.
As good an
yeah,
opponent
I'd
as
rather
any
have it wrapped
to
up by then.
dominate.
yes. I'd rather have it
Well, I
wrapped
mean,
up too.
we'll get some ground when we get to face them off again, down the season and get to break them.
Yeah, I mean, we could have tiebreakers.
Spiritually.
And we would probably have most of the tiebreakers as well if the Lions were a game ahead going to that last game.
We just got to keep winning our division games.
Yeah.
This is a
Absolutely.
crazy stretch. I just realized, like, we have 4 division games in the next 5 weeks or 6 weeks.
Well, I'll tell you what, the schedulers
It is
didn't do us
crazy,
any
yeah.
favors here.
Oof.
We're on a short week
And
now.
the Bills and
And
Niners.
to play a Thursday game on a short week, and then we play another Thursday game right after that. So
Yeah.
so we don't get that usual
Yeah.
bonus of having the 10 days. Well, we will get it after the next Thursday night game, but I mean, no chance to
Yeah.
rest. But we will.
Well, at
Yeah.
least Green Bay is also playing a Thursday game, so
Yeah.
it's even that way. Although you don't
And-
Cleveland or Green Bay playing like the Sunday game, and then
the
have an even
Bears are on a
week.
short week.
But we do have
too.
the 10-day rest before the Buffalo game, which is
Yes.
nice.
That's
so
nice.
That
That is
that
nice.
kind of works out. But
I like that game's at home too in Detroit.
yes. Remember the last time we
like that a
played
lot.
them there? We sucked then, but we almost beat them. Was it
On
3
the-
years
on
ago?
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was Thanksgiving.
On
wasn't
Thanksgiving.
What, the Bills game are you talking
Yeah.
Yeah.
about? That
Yeah.
was
The Lions had no
Houston's game,
expectations
right?
and almost pulled off a massive. I think they were like 13-1 underdogs in that game.
Yeah.
or
That
That
something,
was
and almost pulled
Houston's
off.
breakout game with his 2 sacks, right?
Maybe.
Against
But
the Bills.
I remember like Josh Allen just had a ridiculous throw to Stephon Diggs, like 25 yards down the field to set up a game-winning
Yeah.
the field goal for them.
Right.
But anyway, that should be a fun one. But anyway, so the Lions 10-1. The Eagles and Rams are playing. The other 8-2 team is the Eagles. They are playing the Rams right now in Sunday Night Football. They're up 20-7, but the Rams are on the doorstep of scoring here. Saquon Barkley already has 143 yards of rushing in this one with 11 minutes to go in the third quarter. He could get to 300 at the pace he's going at. Anyways, that's that. But so the Lions by no means even have the number 1 seed securely locked up with 6 games to go in the regular season. So it's still a long way to go.
Do we have a playoff? Do we have a playoff seed locked up yet? Spot? No.
Oh, that's a
think
good
so.
I
question.
don't think so.
I don't
No.
think so yet.
We got to be close though.
The 7 seed right now is the Washington Commanders at 7-5. So the Lions could lose out. They went out, and the Lions would not make the playoffs. So
Did you see that game? The Commanders.
that was arguably more insane than the Bears one.
I agree.
So they also got an onside kick.
Missed
So
the PAT.
Yeah.
unbelievable,
Yeah.
just remarkable. Yes, crazy. that was more improbable than the Bears one for sure. Just the way that ending shaked out. But yeah, I mean, the NFC is very top heavy, I would say, especially NFC North wise. It's the Lions, Eagles, Packers, Vikings, and then everybody else has 5 losses or more.
Ooh,
So
wow.
the
remarkable.
Bears could have been right in the square in the
Top
playoff picture
heaviest.
if they won today, that game. But they are
Are
falling
they in
fast
the
out,
hunt?
which
Who
is,
falling out?
the Bears. The Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice not being in the hunt. The Lions are always in the hunt.
They're like the last
We're the hunt.
last logo on the graphic.
Right.
And then you're like playing with like the playoff like simulators, so you're like, oh,
Oh my
these
God.
3 teams lose.
Right.
That's a great.
I did that for years.
great.
Yes.
The Lions are the hunt.
Yeah.
Everyone's hunting lions these days.
We're the apex
Man,
predators.
the Lions could, if they get that 1 seed and are set to go through Detroit, the Super Bowl path goes through Detroit. That would be. You might as well just book your tickets to New Orleans. Is what I think
No,
of that. But
Yeah.
anyways,
Oh man.
So Lions win 24-6, and since we have the holiday coming up, we have decided to do our preview episode. It'll be a quicker one here, obviously. A preview episode. So no entry lines and everything this week with the Bears,
Twofer.
but we are going to preview the upcoming Thursday game against the Bears on Thanksgiving. And let me pull up right here what odds we have. So Lions enter this game as 10.5-point favorites on Thanksgiving.
Wow.
Now, mind you, the Lions have not won on Thanksgiving in 8 years.
Are you
So
serious?
They are
Is that true?
extremely,
Wow, that bad a
extremely
streak?
due.
Holy smokes.
If there's ever a year they're going to finally break it, it's this one, I hope.
Yeah.
10.5-point favorites, though.
Wow.
And this is a Bears team. Rookie quarterback Caleb Williams, Keenan Allen, Roma Dunze, DJ Moore, talented wide receiver core, a not very talented offensive line. Leaves a lot to be desired. DeAndre Swift again under 40 yards rushing today. This is a team that the Lions really can control the line of scrimmage with and give the rookie quarterback Caleb Williams a lot of problems. And then on defense, the Bears. They're near the bottom of the league in rushing defense. You don't think about the Bears' defense that way. Now, they're one of the top red zone defenses, which keeps them in the game. But they give up, like, I think 4.7 yards a carry or something like that. It's really bad. They're much better defensively in the pass game, although today that was not the case. You can say they're probably leaning towards planning their vacations than being motivated for a playoff spot at this point, especially because they have a coach that's probably on his way out. If not, he's already been told he's on the way out.
Eberflus.
Yeah.
Matt Eberflus, yep. That would be the one. All the Bears fans want Ben Johnson to be their head coach. I don't see that happening just because of the organization.
Cool.
The organization has a lot of question marks going forward, especially because they cannot figure out what to do with their stadium for the life of them.
Ben Johnson's an
Yeah.
interesting story right now because, a lot of people are assuming he's going to take some job somewhere, but I think he's really in the driver's seat in all this stuff. He's young. He'll have plenty of opportunity down the road. He can stay here because this is a great situation, or he can go to someplace. But I think he's going to pick the right situation. He's not going to take a job. It's going to be a lot of people think he's still going to stay next year here. So I don't know. It's going to be very
Yeah, I
interesting.
mean, it all depends on the jobs that open up. Maybe there's a surprise one that people aren't talking about that opens up.
I just
Yeah.
hope him and
I can't imagine
AG have
which one
given
that
up
would
all
be.
personal ambition and decided to be devotees to Dan Campbell's cause of
I
creating
think
the
Aaron
greatest
Glenn would
dynasty
take a
ever.
job.
I do
He
too.
would
I-
I
take a job.
think Aaron Glenn really wants
I
it.
agree.
You do not hear the same tone and from Aaron Glenn that you do Ben Johnson, at least.
Right.
No, but I think he would be a great head coach.
I do
though.
too.
I hope
Bob.
he does
I
get the
agree with you on
opportunity.
that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I would argue. I think I've
Ben's-
said this in the past. I think Aaron Glenn might be
AG.
even the better head coaching candidate over Ben Johnson, just in terms of like building culture and stuff.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Like
but we
kinda
don't really
has
know
that
Ben
sorta,
Johnson
like-
as much. He's very quiet and reserved and a public
Yeah,
guy.
he has that more of like nerdy, like just like very by the numbers, like
Yep.
kind of like I don't know, like doesn't necessarily seem to have
Yeah.
that same kind of riz that AG's got going on.
We
But
know
again,
more
it's just
about Dave Phipps' style than we do Ben Johnson's. True.
Phipps,
Yeah.
I wish
Phipps is
Phipps,
awesome,
I hope he
man.
gets a head coach. I love that
He's so
guy.
good.
By the way, Phipps is the best interview. I mean, the guy is. I don't know. There's
He
something
seems
about
like he
that
should
guy.
be coaching
He's funny.
a high school team in Indiana or
Like
something.
of all the guys I want to go out and have a beer with on that team, Phipps is probably like up there at the top. Like
Dave Phipp is 50,
He's
so
so
I'm not
good.
sure if he's past his head
He's
coaching
awesome.
I
potential.
don't see him doing that. He's really good at what he does.
He
Yeah.
also seems very content with
Yes,
his role
he
as
does.
well. So that's another coach
Yeah.
that seems very content.
Yeah,
This
Um,
team's
who
just
knows
got
what
so
is
much
it?
personality. I mean, from top to
They really
top
do.
to bottom, the whole coaching staff
It's true.
just so ridiculous. They're very.
And for now, we have AG, and he's the best defensive coordinator in the
Yeah,
league.
he even took a bench today. Sat down on the bench. Was chilling.
Dude, that was awesome. Him
was
just
chilling on the
there.
bench, looking at his, iPad.
I wonder if Connor's handling it okay.
Well, Connor's on board now. He's been converted.
Connor's back, baby.
All right. Yeah.
So yes, this Bears team, yeah, a lot of problems up front, a lot of coaching problems. Obviously, they just recently fired their offensive coordinator 2 weeks ago, Shane Waldron, who infamously called a play to hand off the ball to an offensive lineman in the final 2 minutes, and they fumbled the game away to the Commanders. And it's
still
also
should've
a
won it,
Bears
but-
team that let a Hail Mary pass right over the tipped hands of their safety into the end zone against
Who was
the Commanders
taunting
as
the
well.
crowd during the middle of the play?
Yes. I mean, it's just a really fun Bears team this year.
Really fun.
So many different ways.
Yeah.
They do seem vulnerable over the middle in this defense if the lines are going to attack somewhere. Just watching the game today, Aaron Jones had 22 carries for 106 yards. I think the Lions are really going to rely on their run game a lot in this Thanksgiving game, and why not? It's working great. The Bears give up a lot of yards on the ground. And
I love the way they lost to the Packers too. That was so funny.
Yes.
How'd they do
and
that?
then the first play today, they got their field goal blocked again.
Yeah.
From a similar distance.
Man, and their coach, he
Oh,
didn't even
man.
try to get a shorter field goal either. He kicked it
Nope.
early.
You
It's
know
all
you're
a
in
big mess there.
bad shape if you're giving up blocked field goals repeatedly. That is
Yeah.
rough.
Anyway,
They had a
sorry,
blocked
Doug,
field
Ross.
goal. They had a punt that went off the returner that was trying to avoid the ball that set up another Minnesota touchdown. So, yeah, just not a well coached team.
That's a losing culture is what we call that.
Yes, exactly. Well, it's Bears culture. That's what they call it, Red Dog. Bears culture.
Yeah, you're the new bottom dwellers. Bears, suck it.
They really are. They really are. Although I must say, Caleb Williams,
They
he didn't
got
look
a
too
cannon.
bad. He didn't look too bad at times. When your rookie quarterback's thrown 47 times, it's probably not a recipe for success. But he had 340 yards against the Vikings today and 2 touchdowns
Yeah.
on 32 completions. So it's not looking too bad. There's
they're
definitely
not
some
just-
promise there, is what I want to
Yeah,
say.
I even hate to say it, but Caleb Williams, I think, is going to be a good quarterback in this league. He's on a
Yeah.
shitty team right now, but it
I don't know about
troubles
good
me
enough,
to say
and
that
he's-
he's in our division. But
He's had a couple of games now where he's come on late in the game too, where
Yeah.
they needed to, like the Washington game. Basically, he came back and won it, but
Mhm.
they blew it for him.
yeah,
But,
yeah,
His arm kind of
And-
reminds me of like young Stafford. It just has
it
that, like,
does. Yeah,
jumps
and
off
he's got
the
fire
hand.
in his belly. I mean,
And
that
that's-
game today, he was fired up trying to in that comeback. And stuff.
Red Dog, that's his quarterback too that he emulates. Is Stafford.
Oh, that's right. I thought I heard
Yeah.
something like that.
He
Yeah.
threw a rifle shot today in that game that was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
On a third or fourth down, I can't remember. They needed to play, and I think it was fourth down actually. It was like a
Oh, late in the game. I think I wanted Keenan.
yeah, and
Allen
it was like a
over the
20-yard
middle.
pass.
Yeah.
He threw like a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, man. It was like wow.
If they invest heavy
Totally
into
Stafford-esque.
O-line, if they invest heavy into O-line like this offseason and the next couple of years, I think then we'll be looking out for them. But they need to get their priorities figured
yeah, they're a
out.
mess right now. Absolutely, but
Yeah, they only have Keenan Allen for a year as well. So they
I mean, what's his name's pretty good. The rookie though looks good, right?
Yeah.
Adunze, yeah, he does.
Yeah, Red
top
Dog,
10
if they're
pick.
good, they can be wild card for years going
Yeah,
forward.
exactly.
Yeah.
I want this division. This is going to be like the age of the flourishing North, and we're just going to rule from the top. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I like that. I like it.
If the Lions have anything to worry about on the Bears' defense, it's probably Montez Sweat. He's their top pass rusher on the outside. They do have a pretty good pair of linebackers in Tremaine Edmonds and TJ Edwards. They get paid a lot of money. Safety, I think Jaquan Brisker's still hurt. He's been playing really good. I wanted him in the draft, but nonetheless, I think he's hurt for them, so he will not be playing in this game. They have
Then
Simone
Jalen
Biles, his
Johnson.
husband, Jonathan Owens, Kevin Byard, the safety. So, I mean, there's some talent, and obviously Jalen
Wait.
Johnson on the outside.
Z,
Yo,
Yeah.
is it Simone Biles' husband, Jonathan Owens, or is there a different guy who's Simone Biles' husband and then Jonathan Owens are together on this roster?
the first one.
Jonathan Owens is Simone Biles' husband?
That is correct, sir.
Okay.
That is
Good to know.
correct. I mean, do you guys have any concerns about this Bears defense against our offense?
Well, I
Yes.
think they're going to be a challenge for
Yeah.
sure. I do think they have a good defense, but I don't know about concern. I think the Lions still have the answers for it. So.
I think so too. But anytime you play the Bears, it's always it's a pride thing, and it's an interdivision, and we just generally hate each other. So you never know. Sometimes they rise to the occasion. So yeah, we just can't have a letdown. And I don't think Campbell let that happen with this team. I don't think this team has letdowns built into them. This team's destined for greatness, and I don't think we will let down against this team.
Yeah.
Agree.
Remember how insulting they were to Montgomery too?
Yes.
With their contract
Oh,
offer.
and
to him.
Monty
Right.
against the Bears. Oh, he loves beating the Bears,
So
man.
unleash Monty this week.
Yes, he does.
Well, I do think we'll take care of business once more this week. Thanksgiving is always it's a magic day. You never know how the magic's gonna work for or against you. Like, do you guys remember why the Packers pulled out when Lombardi pulled them out of the Thanksgiving game?
No.
Because Lombardi pulled out the Packers from the Thanksgiving regular annual. It was the Lions Packers game in Thanksgiving, but he pulled them out because despite all these championship rosters he was building, they kept losing to us on Thanksgiving. And he couldn't,
I
just
do remember
couldn't-
hearing that now. Yeah.
So it's a magic day, and we're on a streak of losing. So I think we're going to reverse it this
Yeah,
this
and
time. And I
speaking
think
of
we got the right
Thanksgiving,
magic.
I think it's time to give thanks for this team right now. I mean, wow.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, as
Oh, my
longtime
gosh.
Lions fans, and I know our listeners are too, same like us, man, I'm thankful for this team. I mean, in my lifetime, I've never seen a team like this, and it's been a blast to watch this team.
Absolutely, UJ.
Amen. Amen, brother.
Amen.
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 I am looking at in the 50s here. The Lions against the Packers. Lions won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of 9 in the 50s
Wow.
We were good in
against
the
the
50s.
Packers.
Bring back the 50s.
And then they won in the early 60s. 1, 2, definitely a significant edge over the Packers in the 50s and early 60s before they decided to switch it up.
Yeah, the great Lombardi couldn't handle all the losing to the Lions.
But yeah, the Lions have had a tough go of it on Thanksgiving. Obviously, last year against the Packers did not go well. They lost 29-22. Then the Buffalo Bills 3-point loss. Then it was the Bears. They lose 16-14. So they
You're bringing me down, man.
and the Lions lost to the Bears last year, so they have some revenge.
Down, man.
There's a revenge factor here for the Lions if they need
Yeah.
it.
And
a
it,
little
revenge
extra
is
edge.
a dish best served cold.
Ooh.
So,
Can
Yeah.
I quote you on that?
And I feel like we're like a team that plays, are starting to play above all that stuff. It's like we're just focusing on executing and being like our best selves every week. And I just think that's not going to change this week.
Well, you're right. It's like I was talking about earlier. When you're hardened into a championship caliber team, like last year, we had a couple letdowns. The Thanksgiving one, but this year, I just don't see those kind of letdowns happening. You just have a letdown game. I don't know. Does anybody else see? I don't. Right now, I don't see it happening.
No,
I don't know.
No.
No, I think we're two in sync. We are on a roll. Even the game that we lost this year is a game statistically like we win probably 90 out of 100 times. So
Right.
Yeah.
against the Bucks.
what did
And I
Dan?
know they have these division games, circled, man. That's
Oh,
even
yeah.
more.
Sure.
what
more
did
on
Dan
the
call it? A combined will.
Combined will, yeah.
Was that what it was? That
Yeah.
that was what he was saying, right? Like,
What is he, the
it's-
Borg or whatever?
I mean, I swear though, like I think he feels it when he's on the sideline calling for interceptions, and then Kirby Jones is out there just executing and getting them
Wow.
for him.
Yeah.
I think he feels pretty powerful helming this team right now. I think he feels like what he needs to get done gets done, and
When you-
it's awesome.
When you realize that the ball is not real, is when you can
there is no ball.
This is
All right,
We're
let's
almost
get
at that point.
let's get into our
That's what we're getting,
Thanksgiving
Bob. You got it.
predictions.
yes.
Of course, we have our two prediction segments where we have our Roar of the Week, where we pick the player that we think will have the biggest impact overall in the game, not necessarily the stat sheet. And then, of course, we have our game predictions. So, our Roar of the Week. I want to change up our order here. I want to go with our producer, Kid J.
Ooh, Kid
Give
J.
us your Roar of the Week for the Lions
Kid J.
against the Bears
Roar,
on
baby.
Thanksgiving.
My roar of the week is.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Calm down over there, producer Kid J.
I have to say, my roar of the week is going to be Jared Goff. I think he's gonna have a great game. He's gonna execute and just kind of I think he's gonna slash right through and cut up the Bears defense. So Jared Goff is my roar of the week.
Whoa.
Did-
All
Good one,
right.
Kid
Way to
J.
go.
All right,
We love it.
kid.
Did you guys like the Jared Goff
Gusto.
chants going throughout the
Yes,
stadium?
you can hear him
Oh,
loud.
I
and
love
It
loud.
sounded
man.
like a Lions home game almost in Indianapolis.
It did.
The Lions fans traveling in this 3-year era has been
This is
really fun to see.
Jared Goff's
Yeah.
going to be more iconic than Tom Brady with the end of this streak. That's what I'm calling right now. His name is chanting his name is gonna be the most popular thing
Yeah.
in all of America.
It's just really cool. Like you always saw, like the Steelers, Packers, teams like that, like take over stadiums or at least travel really well. The Lions are not part of that well because there's no reason to go see your team when they're winning. Not a lot, but they have come out in full force in the last couple of years, and it's just a blast to see.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
And it helps. It helps our team on the road. We have not lost on the road this year. So, all right, UJ,
All right.
who is your roar of the week?
Well, the easy answers here is Gibbs or Monty or Goff. But I'm going.
Oh, what are you doing?
I'm going defense again. I'm going defense. I went Campbell last week, and he almost had his pick. Didn't quite live up to my prediction. But I'm going Josh Pascal this week. I think Pascal's going to have a couple sacks in this game. Our disciplined
let's go.
pass rush will just – Caleb Williams is going to just have a rough day at the office. He's not going to have a good day. I predict a lot of sacks in this game, and Pascal's going to get 2 of them, and he's going to be a force in the run game too. So I'll tell you, today, on the one he got called where they were holding him, he got drew a penalty against him.
Yeah,
He looked like the most angriest, vicious human being coming through that. Like it was you got to see the replay of this thing. Like the quarterback was like probably shitting in his pants, watching this guy. It was insane. He was like a demon, man, and it was incredible. So I think Pascal is quietly becoming a force on this team. I don't know if he's getting enough credit like he should, but he is really playing well. And I think this is his breakout game. 2 sacks. Josh Pascal, dominant defense in this game. Josh Pascal's my roar of the week.
Whoa.
all right, beautiful.
I love
We
it.
love it. All right, let's shoot this over to Run Dog.
Oh my gosh. Well, since he already shat on my potential options on offense, can't Too easy to say Gibbs, I guess, huh? For the 5th time in a row.
Hey, don't get pressured.
Yeah. No, 5th time in a row.
Oh.
Fine. Do it.
Can I do it? All right, I'm going to do it. Jahmyr Gibbs. He's too good. He's getting better, man. He's starting to feel it. He's starting to get creative. He's starting to calm down and just, find his way. And, when he does that, I think he's going to absolutely obliterate some of these offenses or defenses that we see. And I think the Bears are going to be a victim of that right this week. And I'm calling for him to top his touchdown performance of this week for 3 next week. On Thanksgiving for the home crowd, baby. Jahmyr Gibbs is my roar of the week.
Wow. Did you quintuple down? Have you
I
gone
quintuple
5
down, Bob. I quintuple down.
Can we just pencil you in every
I
week?
can't get enough I need some more Gibbs. I can't get enough.
Get some more
Gibbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bob.
All right. Now the Bears are known for their defense, right? So it'd be a tough day to get yards on them, right?
Yeah.
That's why I'm going offensive roar of the week, because we don't pay attention to that stuff. I think Jamison Williams is going to have a big game on the national stage. Everyone's going to be eating their turkey and watching J-Mo go off and watching those highlights all day because they're going to be so fun. He's going to be scoring multiple touchdowns. 150 all-purpose yards, whether they're reverses or catches. He's going to go off and he's going to do some kind of a weird end zone dance or gambling thing or something, and it'll piss off the old people, but everyone's going to love it. So, Jamison Williams is my roar.
I love it.
Yeah.
J-Mo, baby.
Alrighty.
I like
Beautiful. Well, I'm going to go with one of UJ's boring answers, but I think it's not that boring because it's a constant revenge game for him. He's still out to prove himself against his old team. That, of course, is David Montgomery.
Yeah.
I mean, he's vibing. He is running well. He's a little rested now. He didn't have to play the last quarter and a half of this past game, so fresh legs as they possibly can be. Going to this game, I think he has 85 yards and 2 touchdowns in this game on 14 carries. I'm going to say 14 carries. 14 carries, 85 yards, 2 touchdowns. And David Montgomery, maybe it's like a special celebration he's been thinking about for a while, dude. I don't know. But anyways, David Montgomery is my roar of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
That was like Z's little tap in putt. It's just sitting there making Monty your roar of the week this week against the Bears. Come on.
I don't know. You ever seen Z putt?
I'm a good putter.
No.
Oh,
Whoa.
Hey, I'm a really
shots
good
fired.
All right. Well, we'll have to find out later.
putter. No, like the other 80% of my golf game's bad, but I can do that at least. All right.
Okay.
Well, good roar of the week.
Yeah, good one.
Thanks, Bob.
Good one.
Even if it was easy. No.
All right, so let's get in now to our last segment. It's world famous, if you didn't know.
Chicken.
And it, of course, is called our ever-famous predictions.
Yeah.
So this is, of course, an 11:30 Central, 12:30 Eastern kickoff. It always is on Thanksgiving. It'll be on CBS this year, in case you're wondering what channel. Shabuzi will be doing the halftime. Are you guys big Shabuzi fans?
Ooh.
Shabuzi.
Shabuzi.
Oh,
Shabuzi.
Shabuzi.
Who the hell
Yeah,
is
You don't know
Shabuzi.
Then
Shabuzi.
you're probably
Shabuzi.
me.
Am I
Shabuzi,
dating
boozy,
myself here? Who the hell is Jabuzi?
Shabuzi.
He sings that
in
bar
the
song that was
hood.
popular
Yeah, like
over the summer. 1,
Tipsy
2,
or
give me a
makes
little
you
3
feel
to
good.
the 4. Come on, now.
Shabuzi
Need a little
is
more.
the best.
Something like that, Anyways,
He'll put
Yeah.
you to the test.
Wow.
that's who he
Wow.
is. Look him
These
up.
guys spend a lot of time in bars, so they know all this.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's who's doing a halftime. He'll probably
Yeah.
just stand off and it can't be any worse than Jack Harlow's from a year ago, where he just stood on a white thing and was quietly rapping. But anyways, we digress. The Lions are 10.5-point favorites. The over/under is 48. Exactly.
48.
So, all right, let's throw this over to Rud Dog. Let's get your prediction.
Man. Yeah, I think my predictions have been a little outlandish lately, so I'm gonna reel it into reality.
Oh, the
or
good,
whatever.
good. We've been waiting for 3 years for that.
Yes, we have.
Well, in that case, I'm honestly, I do think there is weird magic on Thanksgiving, and you never know what can happen. But in this case, I think that magic is going to be well within our hands, and we're going to use it to dominate. Believe it or not, I'm going to go with a score of 53-0. Lions, utter domination. Caleb Williams just wants to go paint his nails by halftime, and it's not even fair. And I think they're gonna just put them in their place. It's like, down, little brother, our turn. We got this, and we're gonna roll them. Offense, defense, full spectrum, just dominance. 53-0. Detroit.
All right, 53-0 from Red Dog. That'll be a beautiful score. Beautiful score.
I know it's a little low, but
Yeah. You're just trying to be nice to the Bears fans this week. They appreciate it. Well, let's start over to Bob. What do you have for your prediction?
My prediction. This game, I think it's kind of a big deal to this team, I think. This is kind of one of those dragons that has to be slain by Dan Campbell. The victory on Thanksgiving, because I'm sure they've talked about how that should be their game like every year. They should win that game.
Yep.
And so they got to get that mantle back. They're going to get that head on the wall on their way to the Super Bowl this year. They're going to grab it this week. I think the Lions. I think the Bears are going to come out tough. They're going to come out strong and make close first quarter, but then it's going to get away from them, and all the pressure we put on Caleb Williams, he's going to extend plays a little too long and make rookie mistakes, and Kirby and Branch will be out there feasting on interceptions.
Oh, yes.
So, like I said, JMO's going to go off big. I think our offense is just going to cook Monty and Gibbs. Like you say, Monty's going to have a good game, just a revenge factor. I think it's going to be a big victory for the Lions, 41-9. So no touchdowns given up this week. 41-9. Detroit Lions is my prediction.
Woo. I am getting conservative. That was actually really close to mine, Bob. Nice.
Wow.
Beautiful. 41-9 from Bob. Let's start us over to you, Jay.
All right.
I appreciate the no
Bob,
touchdown.
Once again, you and I
we're close again.
Are very close in our predictions here. I was consulting with my buddy Barry the Lion here. He's my smoking buddy. Me and him. We go outside the front of the building, because you can't smoke in the building anymore. So we go out in the front, and sometimes we sit there and we blow smoke rings, and like out there But sometimes when it gets windy, it's hard. But anyway, we were.
UJ, can you describe who Barry the Lion is
Barry
to those
is my
that are
friend.
listening on the podcast?
He's my friend. He's a lion, and I call him Barry, named after Barry Sanders. And he's my imaginary friend. But I don't think he's really imaginary.
He's holding a cigarette.
He's real.
He's real. He's right here. Look. I mean, there he is. There he is.
He's
right?
the size of your palm.
Anyway.
Yes.
That's pretty cool, Fred.
My prediction is very close to Bob's. I said 42-3. The Bears are going to get a lucky field goal and a lucky field goal. I think this will be domination from front to back. I think, in fact, the Bears' score will be late in the game because this is going to be a dominant defensive performance. We're too disciplined. You watch the Bears against the Vikings and whoever, and they play close games. This is not going to be that game. This team is too disciplined, too good. And like you guys said before me, Campbell hasn't won on Thanksgiving yet. When he has that dragon to slay, man, believe me, the team's going to be behind him to help him slay that dragon. So this is going to be a 42-3. This is going to be a dominant Thanksgiving victory. We are going to be just enjoying our turkey that day, baby. And the Lions are going to feast on bear meat. So 42-3 is my prediction. Thanks, Barry. Thanks for the help.
All right. Beautiful. 42-3.
Yep.
Excellent.
Now we're getting sensible, Eugene.
Let's throw this over to producer Kid J.
Before I start my prediction,
Oh.
could you guys know how many times the Bears and Lions have played football against
We're
each
using the
other?
record
Well,
books.
that's not
this
fair
week?
because I have it pulled up on my screen.
Well, so like,
I don't have the
97.
record book.
I'll abstain.
120.
Higher.
Is the trick
Oh,
because you're going to throw it out
150.
so it doesn't matter?
100,
Higher.
190,
Lower.
170,
180.
Closer.
172.
179.5.
Just tell them, good Jake.
It's
Jesus.
188.
Whoa.
Thank you.
180.
Starting with the first matchup on October 22nd, 1930, when the Portsmouth Spartans won 7-6 against the Chicago Bears.
Hell yeah.
I remember that game.
Yeah, fuck the Bears, man.
First
Yeah, but-
blood.
But
What were you doing
I
in
think-
1930, UJ?
Well, you don't want to know what I was doing back then.
He was in the jungles of Panama.
well, I think I think it's gonna be a closer game than you guys think. I think that 10.5 line. I think it could be very could be the Lions. I think the Lions will have a tough time covering it, in my opinion, because division games are always tighter, especially on Thanksgiving. The lights are brighter. You know, Caleb Williams is going to show off for the whole nation. He's going to be back in the pocket, dancing around for seconds and seconds on end.
What?
And then I'm just escaping, you know. And then I think I think it's going to be very competitive. And I think the Lions are going to win. They're going to win
Okay, now you're making
31
sense.
to 20.
Ooh.
And
Oh, wow.
you know, yeah.
That is
big
a lot
ass
closer
happened to
than
our
we were
defense.
saying.
Hey, what do you do?
31 to 20.
Why is
Kid
Caleb
Jay, what
dancing
about
for Ed
when two teams
seconds?
like this get together? What do you do?
I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't know?
They're gonna have to throw out the wishbone when these two teams get together. on Thanksgiving,
you
they're
think
gonna throw out the wishbone.
What else did you throw out, Kid Jay?
Am I missing like some reference here?
Yeah, I think so.
No.
I think
I
Kid
don't know.
J's
Do
being elusive here on purpose.
Do we,
He's been throwing out the record book every
You
week.
know what?
and-
Oh,
but all of a sudden he wants to go into the record book this week.
Yeah, you know.
I know.
what?
He's full on in the record book
Well,
this week.
but you know, honestly, guys, at the end of the day, you know, it's just when these two teams get together, with so much lore between them, you know, you just gotta throw out the history books.
Oh,
It's like just playing that for the first
history
time.
books.
History book.
Oh,
History
All right.
books.
I wasn't expecting
Gotta throw out
that
the
one.
record books too. The record books too.
Oh, there it is.
All right, there it is.
Jay.
So the Bears lead. The Bears lead the all-time series 105 to 78 to 5. There's been 5 ties. But that's how you get to 188. So the Lions got a lot of catching up to do.
Yeah.
So let's see if they can do that this week. I have the Lions winning 31 to 13.
Ew.
Nice clean game. Maybe they run out the clock in the fourth quarter a little bit here, although that's not really their style. But nonetheless, I think there'll be a running clock-esque here in the fourth quarter. This is a Bears team that is just not ready to face what the Lions have coming at them. Maybe early in the year when the Lions are a little rustier, but now that we are full steam ahead, everything's looking good. Even with some injuries here and there, the Lions just have superior talent at every level: special teams, offense, defense, even defensive line, linebacker, safety, wide receiver, offensive line. I'm just naming every position on the field.
It's 'cause
But
that all makes
there you go. I just think this is going to be a really fun Thanksgiving game. I cannot wait to actually go into like the 3 p.m. hour with a victory on our hands for the first time in almost a decade. But there you have it. So I have the Lions winning 31 to 13. That is my prediction.
Yeah.
Ooh.
baby.
Yeah.
So they will give up a touchdown
Yeah.
this week.
Yeah, you know.
All right.
Hey, I think we all
Sir.
did. We all pick the Lions to win this.
Holy smokes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
God
Yeah,
damn it, we
right
did.
there.
2.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dear
Yes,
God.
we did.
Well, strike me blind and call me Charlie. I can't believe that.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Hey,
Do
I
I-
just want to say something. It's Thanksgiving coming up,
Uh-oh.
and besides, being thankful for, our health, our families, all those good things. I think we really need to be thankful. But anyway, Watch this segment of WKRP in Cincinnati where the famous line, "God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly." Everyone's and a lot of younger people probably have not seen WKRP in Cincinnati in the show and remember it, but it's so funny, man.
The one episode is iconic.
It's
though,
so
yeah,
iconic.
for sure.
Yeah, just look it up. WKRP. I thought turkeys could
You're
fly.
gonna do a
and it'll come up on
hyperlink
YouTube.
instead of just giving us a demonstration.
Yeah, we should. Can we put that link in our?
Why don't you just do it?
I don't know how to do that.
But I agree.
Give the speech.
Wait,
Go.
Quick. I think I think I've asked this like the last few years since we started the podcast. When do you know when the last time the Lions won on Thanksgiving?
9 years ago.
It was.
10.
Was it? 9 years ago?
2016. The Lions won 16-13 against the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh.
Darius Slay had a late interception in that game.
Remember that
to
game?
seal the deal.
Yeah, Slay's interception. That's right.
So that was the last
Wow.
time, a long
That's
time
crazy.
ago.
Hey, let me chime in my little thing about Thanksgiving. Like I've told you guys in the past, we do at our house. We watch the Lions game.
Yep.
You know, with a bunch of hors d'oeuvres, a couple drinks, and then we, whenever the Lions score a touchdown, we all take a shot of Fireball.
Uh-oh.
So it could be a little rough.
You're in big
yeah,
trouble
you're in
this year.
Could be rough this week, but yeah, happy Thanksgiving. I'm so thankful to my family, you pod guys here, my buddies here,
Yes.
and for the Lions and for everybody out there.
All right.
A lot of love. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
love.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I too am grateful for y'all.
And you know
Love
what else
everybody.
I'm grateful for? Our
What?
producer,
Ooh.
Kid J.
Good Jay.
We're thankful for him crushing it every single week
best
on the
in the
podcast
biz.
and posting those videos on
He's the
YouTube
best
at
around.
DTBK,
No
at
one's ever gonna keep him
DTBK
down.
_Lions, or type in Drinking the Blue Kool-Aid on YouTube. You will find us there. Subscribe. You know, we've been adding subscribers a little bit at a time.
It's
Every week.
free.
Pretty cool.
It's free.
Yeah, exactly.
No
Spotify,
charge.
Apple, wherever you get your podcast, please download, please subscribe, please leave a review. Fansided, we're a part of that network, so check us out on there as well. And, you know, really, that's all. Besides, as Bob mentioned, we're thankful, of course, for our listeners who, if you make it to this point in the podcast every week, we really appreciate you. But if
You are
if
the
you listen the
best.
first 10 minutes, we also appreciate you as well. You know, it's going to be a really fun Thanksgiving, we think. I'm not sure.
Turkey ball, baby.
I'm not sure when we'll be recording the reaction to Thursday one. It might be later than you're used to. It might not. It might be a few days after Thursday, rather than immediately. We will discuss. Be on your toes is what I'm telling the listeners. Be on your toes.
Yeah. Be careful
Always
out
been
there
a
too.
total.
You guys playing in Turkey
Yeah,
Bowl
that's what-
this year?
Oh yeah, every
You guys doing Turkey Bowl?
Thanksgiving turkey ball.
Of course.
Yeah. So
I don't know if I get one.
come out injury free.
Yeah,
All right.
Yep.
that's right. That's right.
Don't be like the Lions in that regard.
Right. But other than that, we're gonna wrap it up here. We hope everybody has a safe, healthy, and happy holiday, and we'll be back. You know, like I said, a certain amount of days after the Thursday victory over the Bears. So thank you everybody for
TBD.
listening, and
Thank
last
you.
but not least, as always,
Go.